So this is like number 9, this type of problem here, okay? It says verify that the given binomial is a factor. So here's my given binomial, x minus 2. We're going to check to see if it's a factor or not. And again, it says verify, so it's supposed to be, right? So what number is going to have to be in that remainder spot? 0, okay? And if you don't get 0, you made a mistake somewhere. Maybe it's a sign, maybe you put the wrong number in the little box, okay? But it should be 0 for number 9, okay? Some of you on your homework or your practice quiz put no for number 9, and it's actually a yes. All right, so since it's x minus 2, I'm going to put positive 2 there, right? So that's one mistake sometimes we make. It's whatever you put in place of x to make the binomial equal 0. So x basically is the opposite, right? And then we got an x to the 5th. So we have an x to the 4th, an x to the 3rd, an x squared, an x, and a constant. So I didn't have to add any zeros, but sometimes we have to add zeros, right? Make sure you keep the sign with it too. So that's a negative 1. All right, so when I go through this, I'm going to get a 0. 2 times 2 is 4, so I add these. 2 times 2 is 6, so I add those. I add those. I add those. And then I get my 0. So I just verified that it is, in fact, a factor. Okay? So now what you're supposed to do is write P of x as the product of the binomial and the reduced polynomial, okay? So all you're doing is x minus 2 times this answer right here, those numbers. Since it started out x to the 5th, my answer here is 2x to the 4th, 1 less. You just go down in order. 2x to the 4th plus 3x cubed minus x squared minus x plus 5. So that's what I'm looking for number 9. So that's just another practice for number 9 type problem. Okay? Simple. Okay? So, remember, in long division, which is the first 2, you have to add zeros also if something's missing. All right, so in this one, there's an x missing. Got my x cubed, there's an x squared. I got to add the 0x because it wasn't in the problem. And again, the reason we do that is to hold the place. So all the stuff lines up, all my x's line up. My x cubes will line up, my x squareds, my x's, and my constants. Now remember, all I worry about is those terms. The first term each time. It's just a monomial divided by x. Real easy division problem. Don't worry about all that other stuff. So what is x to the 3rd divided by x? X squared, right? Simple. So that goes up top. Now I multiply x squared times the x and x squared times the 2. And then you subtract. So in long division, we subtract. In synthetic division, we're doing the addition, right? That's the difference a little bit there. Those will cancel. They're supposed to cancel. If they don't cancel, you divided wrong to start, or you multiplied when you came back through wrong. All right, so it's a negative 3 minus 2. That's a negative 5 x squared. And then, like in synthetic, we drop down the first term. In long division, we drop down the next term. So this is plus 0x. Then we start over. Again, all I worry about is this divided by x. So it's 5x squared divided by x. What's that equal? 5x. Oops, negative, sorry. So negative 5x, right? Okay. So negative 5x times x is that negative 5x squared. Matches up. And negative 5x times a positive 2 is a negative 10x. And then again, I subtract. And the 5x squareds, the negative 5x squareds cancel. Now here's where we make a mistake once in a while. This is 0 minus negative 10. Remember, minus a negative is addition. So it's really 0 plus 10. This is a positive 10x right here. And then bring down the next term, which is plus 8. And we start over again. Okay? So again, it's just the 10x divided by the x. Okay? So, 10 times x divided by x is a 10, right? So 10 goes up top. And then I multiply again. 10 times x and 10 times 2. Subtract. 10x's go away. 8 minus 20 is a negative 12. That's my remainder. So to finish off my answer, I put minus, since it was negative 12, so minus 12 over x plus 2. So this is the answer to that problem. Doing the long division. Questions? We're good? Okay. If something would happen here, where these were both, negative 5x squared minus 10x, both of them, and that's a 0. Okay, that's okay. What would be 0 divided by x? 0x divided by x. That's still 0, right? That's okay. You could put a 0 up here. It's not going to hurt if that would happen. No, it wouldn't be. What did I say? I said it wouldn't be a 0. It'd be a 1, right? Yeah. 10x divided by 10x. Oh, but it was 0. I said if that was a 0, the x there. Right? Never mind. Okay. If they're the same, remember it's 1, so put the 1. All right, number 2, another long division one. This one, I do not have to add a 0. I better move it down a little bit. Five x cubed plus 6x squared minus 17x plus 20. Make sure you copy the problem down there too. Sometimes that's a mistake we make. Okay, so again, just 5x cubed, which is 3x's, divided by x. That gives me a 5x squared, right? All you're really doing is subtracting the exponent, right? Put 1. So 5x squared times x, and 5x squared times negative 3. Subtract, those cancel. Minus the negative is plus 18, right? So 6 plus 18 is 24. Bring down minus 17x. 24x squared divided by x, easy, 24x, right? Those are easy problems. What did I do wrong?
It could be a negative 15, not 18.
Oh, I was looking at this, wasn't I? Instead of that. Here I go again, making mistakes, getting in a hurry. Sorry. I'm just seeing if you're awake. Way to be awake, Jared. I think you're going to be ready to wrestle too, right?
Yep.
So it's a 21, sorry, I was 3 off. So we got a 21x, right? All right, so 21 times x, 21x times x, and then 21 times negative 3 is negative 63. I did that one right, didn't I? 3 times 1 and 3 times 2. So minus a negative 63, so adding 63, and that's what? 46x. All right, so then 46x divided by x would be 46. Multiply, oops, my 4 looks bad. And 46 times negative 3 is what? Negative 138. Is that right? Let me look at my math. Yes, negative 138. Subtract, cancel, 20 plus 138. The minus a negative is 158. So you'll plus 158 over x minus 3. You might get some bigger numbers, that's okay. You're not doing anything wrong there. So that's long division. So you got 2 of those on your quiz as well. The rest of it, synthetic part, should be pretty easy for you. Questions before we go to number 3? Okay. All right. So number 3, we're dividing by x plus 2, so that makes that a negative 2 here. And then I got an 8x to the 4th. So I need an x to the 3rd. It's not there. So you got to add a 0 for the x to the 3rd. Then the 6, x squared minus 2x plus 4. And now we drop the 8 below the line, and then we start multiplying. Negative 2 times 8 is negative 16. 0 plus a negative 16 is negative 16. Negative 2 times negative 16 is a positive 32. 6 plus 32 is 38. Negative 2 times 38 is a negative 76. Adding those is a negative 78. And a negative 2 times a negative 78 is a positive 156. When I add those, I get 160. Okay, so looking at the original problem, that was an 8x cubed, 8x to the 4th to start. So this would be 8x cubed, 16x squared, 38x, and plus 160 over x plus 2. So there's our answer.
You don't get a remainder, like it's a 0, you have to put anything.
No, you don't have to put anything there. Yeah, sometimes you might not get a remainder. That's okay. You get a 0 there. You don't have to add the remainder on. Number 4, again, it's x plus 2, so it's negative 2 there. And I got 2x to the 4th, or 5x cubed, a negative 6 for the x squared, 4 for the x, and 3. So I did not have to add any zeros for this one. All right, so multiply negative 2 times 2. Add those, you get 1. Negative 2 times 1. Add those. Negative 2 times negative 8 is positive 16. I get 20. Negative 2 times 20 is negative 40. When I add those, negative 37. So that one again started out as x to the 4th. This would be x cubed plus x squared plus that over x plus 2. the next two, where we make a mistake, since we're used to doing the opposite, we want to put the opposite in here, but it's not opposite this time. It tells us what x equals. It says x equals 1 for number 5, so put the positive 1 in there. Okay? And all we worry about now is whatever this remainder is, that's the answer to these two. Okay? So we got a 4x to the 4th. And we do not have an x cubed, so I have to put a 0 for the x cubed. Then a negative 5x squared, a negative 3x, and a negative 2. All right, so 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times negative 1 is negative 1, and 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. We add negative 6 is your answer to number 5. Okay? So they call this synthetic substitution. If I were to substitute a 1 in for the x to the 4th and the x squared and the x, that's what I would get if I did it that way. All right, number 6, we're putting in 10 for our little corner. And we've got negative 2 for x cubed, negative 2 for x squared, negative 1 for x, and then negative 20 for the constant. So drop the negative 2 below the line. 10 times negative 2 is negative 20. So I add those, I get negative 22. 10 times negative 22 is negative 220, and I add those. And 10 times negative 221 is negative 2,210. And when I add those, it's negative 2,230. Multiplying by 10 means you just add a 0 on the end, right? We good? Any questions? All right. Now, for 7 and 8, we're still doing synthetic division. I'm giving you a binomial again, so you're doing the opposite for your little box. Okay, and this is a yes or no answer. When is it a yes answer? Yeah, when the remainder number is 0. And when the remainder number is anything else, it's a no. Okay, you're just checking to see if the binomial is a factor. Okay, so I have x minus 2 is the binomial, so positive 2 would go there. I got a 1 for my x cubed, a 2 for the x squared, negative 5 for the x, and negative 6. All right, so again, if I get a 0 here, I'm going to say yes, x minus 2 is a factor. So 2 times 1 is 2. So I get 4, 2 times 4 is 8, so I get 3, 2 times 3 is 6, I get 0, so yes, for number 7. Number 8. We're putting negative 3 in our corner here, because it was x plus 3. X to the 4th, there's no x cubed. Negative 25x squared, there's no x. And then I have the 144. Okay? Remember, if there's no constant at the end, no number without a variable, you put a 0 on the end then. Okay? Got to have it each spot taken care of. Negative 3 times 1, add. Negative 3 times negative 3. Add. Negative 3 times negative 16 is positive 48. Negative 3 times 48 is a negative 144. So this is also a yes. Will they all be yeses tomorrow? I doubt it. Okay. So again, if you do not get a 0 there, just say no, it's not a factor. Okay, and then number 9, what are we supposed to get down there? 0, because we're verifying that x plus 1 is a factor of this polynomial. So we got a 1 for our x to the 4th, 5 for x cubed, 3 for x squared, -5 for the x, and then our constant. So we got everything we needed. Okay. So again, if I don't get a 0, I'm doing something wrong. -1 times 1, -1 times 4, -1 times -1, -1 times -4. So I did everything right. Okay, so the answer then, so I did the verification part, right, is x plus 1. And then it started out as x to the 4th, so this would be x cubed plus 4x squared minus x minus 4. So this is the answer to number 9. Is this going to be that difficult? No. Okay. The long division is going to take you the most time. Again, what happens with me sometimes, I start going too fast and I make careless mistakes, all right? So don't be like Manning in that respect. Take your time. Make sure you're ready. Good job.